Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. Today I got a pair of shoes I want to get into that is actually a silhouette I've been getting my hands on a good bit here recently. The New Balance 550 has become one of my favorite beaters to wear, just no matter what I'm doing. They're super comfortable, and at $100, I just feel like the style and the quality is on point. Today I want to take a look at the orange and white pair. They dropped alongside two other colorways, which were like a Carolina blue and white, and then just a black and white pair. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these New Balance 550s. So just like always, we'll start with the box. This is your standard New Balance GR box, plain gray. It's got the New Balance emblem there on the top. Nothing really out of the ordinary about it. The tag reads BB550HG1. This is a size 10, and the retail price on these was $110. I struck out on these on the New Balance website when they dropped. I was able to pick them up from Hibbett right after that, and actually I think they're still available on Hibbett. I've seen them on multiple websites in select sizes. I really wanted the blue and white pair, and I couldn't come up with a pair of them. I don't know if numbers were more limited to them or if they were just way more sought after, so they were harder to get. But we got this pair and I like the look of them, so let's get into it. I am a huge fan of retro looking shoes, and although I don't remember these from when I was a kid, I'd be lying if I said I did. I think most people that like the New Balance 550, if they were around in the 80s, I don't know that I've ever met anybody that says they remember these from the 80s. However, the style of them and just the overall construction and the shape of all these panels and everything, they definitely give you those retro vibes. There's several things on here that remind me of technology on other basketball shoes that I have that came out in the 80s as well, like the Forum 84, even the Jordan 1, that sort of thing. So you can definitely tell that the style comes from that period. I don't remember them from then, but I love the retro look of them and just the consistent quality. I really like the way this orange color just pops off that white upper. It's a nice bright color, and on top of that white, it just looks nice and clean and fresh. All of my other 550 pairs are from the Shifted Sport Pack, and those have a black mud guard and not this white mud guard. They also have a couple little areas of black throughout the shoe. I think maybe up near the collar they've got a little bit more black, but I really like these. I don't have any 550s that are primarily white on the upper like this, so they definitely add a new flair to the collection, and I'm glad that I got these in my size. And at $110, I love these kicks. But we'll start out with this classic outsole, and even this tread pattern reminds me of other basketball shoes from the 80s. Specifically this pivot point or little suction cup area up here. This reminds me of like Forum 84s and also Jordan 1s. And really just the shape of it. It also reminds me of the Adidas Artillery. I did a review of the Kid Cudi. They were actually from like Wayne's World or whatever, but the outsole of those gives me the same feeling that these does. It's just kind of chunky and over exaggerated, but just the shapes and the lines and everything, it really does remind me of an 80s shoe. But in the midfoot, you can see it says non-marking, and then under the heel it says New Balance. Under the forefoot is primarily black, but it's got that Varsity orange there at the toe area, and then for that pivot point, and then we've got more Varsity orange down here at the heel. But then we can see that black and orange outsole wraps up to meet a white midsole, and we've got some New Balance branding there that you can see on the side. It spells out New Balance, and then it's got the New Balance emblem right beside it. But it's got white stitching. And then as we come around to the inside of the shoe, you can see that there's an area where we've got just this white foam. And that reminds me of Forum 84s, but the Forum 84s have the netting, the Dillinger webbing that goes over top of it. And this feels a little bit more firm than what the foam on the midfoot of Forum 84s feels. Another thing that is similar to Forum 84s, although it's a different shape, and this has like a rubberized feel. It almost feels like an outdoor basketball or something. But we've got this orange and black heel counter going around the heel. And that is another similarity that it has with Forum 84s. But the Forum 84s have a harder plastic, and it comes up a little bit higher. But then coming up to the mud guard and really the entire upper, we've just got this nice quality white leather. It's not super soft or buttery or anything like that. It's just got a real smooth finish. But it's better than what we get typically on mids and that sort of thing. I would compare it to some leather on a Forum 84. Not a blue thread or anything, but I think the quality of this reminds me more of like an Adidas or a Reebok or something. And so it's a little bit above the GR quality of Nike leather, in my opinion. But we've got plain white leather and plain white stitching for the mud guard, and then pretty much the entire upper. And on the side panels, I really like the little perforations there. And that's another thing that really just reminds me of shoes from back in the day. There you can see the perforations on that side too. And then I like how both these side panels have that orange piping going along here. I think that's just a neat little accent. Looks pretty cool. I like this 550 in the Varsity orange with the black outline. We've got our classic N, and you can see more Varsity orange bordering that just to make it pop. And then coming back the shoe, we've got an area back here. It's got a lot of padding up around the ankle, but we've got some, it's like an orange mesh type of material, maybe even like a canvas material, but it's kind of silky to the touch. Like, it's real smooth and very padded, but it just, they feel really, really good on foot. On the heel here, I think this New Balance emblem looks dope on that white panel on the heel, but then it's orange with black outline. I think that's pretty cool looking. And then on all of my 550s, here behind the toe box, but just in front of the base of the tongue, you have like this little black netting area, and below that you can see some Varsity orange. But I think that's a neat little accent, and I think all my 550s have that little area. They gave us some flat white laces, and we've got a white nylon tongue, and it's almost quilted compared to like Jordans and that sort of thing. But it feels a little bit more soft than what like a Jordan 1 tongue does. And it's a white tongue with orange piping going around it, and then the tag is white with basketballs on there in that orange color, and it says New Balance 550, and it's got a black NB on there. The sock liner is orange, and the insole is black with white New Balance branding. And